Welcome back to Goffy's Fishing Channel. You've joined me here today for this review of the XR36 Pro seat box from Matrix. So I purchased this box around about 2 months ago, and so far it's been an excellent tool for me on the bank. It's been really good. I think it's an absolutely outstanding improvement on the previous Matrix seat box, and to be fair, it's got to be a pretty good review from me. But what I did want to be is just honest about a few features, things that I like, things that I think could improve. So starting with the frame itself, Matrix have completely overhauled the frame, and they're using this technique called hydroforming, and that's allowed them to come up with these really cool sections to build the frame of the box out of, as opposed to just using standard box section or tube like a lot of other seat box manufacturers have in the past, including Matrix themselves. So that hydroforming has really improved the look of this seat box. It looks really stylish, it looks really cool, and the footage I'm sure you've just seen on the bank, it really does stand out from the crowd in terms of other seat boxes. Matrix have actually removed the back plate from this seat box as well, and as I understand it, that is for fishing natural venues and to reduce the risk of the waves or wind or whatever catching the seat box and moving it on a platform and it's out in water. Apparently this is something a lot of people have had real trouble with over in Ireland particularly. So Matrix have removed that back plate in order to allow that water or wind to just flow through the seat box whilst it's on a platform. So that I admittedly haven't had this out in deep water yet, but I'm sure that that's going to work. It looks like it probably would. In terms of the footplate itself, there's been some massive improvements on the footplate of this box compared to the old 36 seat boxes from Matrix. So this footplate is actually fully removable very easily. It's got a new catch just underneath the box, which you just pull that out, and you can lock that footplate into place. In addition, they've put a new spirit level on the footplate itself, which is really quite helpful because it allows you to get the footplate itself level as well as the seat box. What I will say is that this is a circular multi-directional spirit level, and that allows you to get it level in both planes. Now unfortunately you haven't got that on the box itself. I'm guessing the intention was for that to work for both, but essentially it doesn't actually work like that, because the spirit level on here goes in one direction, but if you can see this, the footplate will actually move itself, so it's not entirely locked in. Now I think part of the reason for that is they've actually reduced the footprint of this box but increased the footprint of it when it's open. So when it's closed you've got a smaller footprint, so it fits in the car easier, but when it's open you've got a larger footprint, which is excellent and it works really well, but it does give this bit of play and a bit of movement in the footplate. Obviously once you've got your legs down and fixed into place, that's taken out and your footplate is absolutely level, but the box itself doesn't always sit level this way. So the spirit level on the front works really well, but it could have done with an additional spirit level on the side of the seat box itself, just to make sure that you've got that level in the front and back plane essentially. So yeah, but massive improvements on this footplate. It really is cool. If you want to take the footplate out, you just pull the lever and you can completely remove that footplate, which is great for cleaning, although admittedly this could do with a bit of a clean in all fairness. And then just to pop that back in, you just slide that back in, pull the lever underneath the seat box. Yeah, just like so. So yeah, that also locks into position closed as well, so that stops it coming out when it's in transport. So the trays themselves, or the drawers, they're exactly the same as the old seat box. They use the same clips, so there's no change there. And these are, to be fair, they've stood the test of time. They're a brilliant clip that Matrix use for the modular system, and the drawers themselves don't stick. I'm a big guy, and even with me sitting on there, these drawers never stick, which is something that with other seat box manufacturers I have experienced in the past, particularly with Reeve boxes. So yeah, modular system, just the same as the old one, but it's excellent. The more or less the final feature change of this seat box is actually the legs themselves. So an improvement that Matrix have made is that actually in the screw handles. So they're really good for the lower extension, as well as the actual handle itself on the seat box. They both really are improved. They're a really good grip, so you can get them really tight, and they don't over tighten or lock on you or anything like that, which is something again I've experienced with other seat boxes. So they really are solid, and I have had these legs extended right to their maximum. I've had the box on the floor, I've literally stood up and jumped up and down on top of the box, and they are solid, they're not going anywhere. So yeah, massive improvement in the legs. On the downside, which I must be honest, Matrix claim these legs are a non-marking in the black anodised. They're supposed to be a non-marking leg. Personally, I don't think they are. I've already started, just after 8 to 12 weeks, started to see the legs on this seat box starting to mark, where I can see the aluminium showing through. Now, admittingly, I use Preston seat box attachments, so there is a sort of school of thought that if you were to use Matrix seat box attachments that you wouldn't get so much marking. To be honest, I've debunked that, because I've actually got, just in here actually, some Matrix snag-free fittings, and these mark just the same. I really don't think it makes any difference. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a terrible problem, it doesn't look awful. You really do have to look to see the markings, but I think that it does mark them, particularly if you put it in the car up against your trolley or something else that's metal. You'll see I've got a slight mark here where that's rubbed up against my trolley in the car, and the anodising's starting to come off, or I'm not actually entirely sure it's anodising or what the coating is, but it looks like black anodising. So yeah, but apart from those two negatives really, with the spirit level and the non-marking legs, I think this seat box is a huge improvement on the previous 36 seat box from Matrix, and I highly recommend it. If I was to weigh up the two, I think there's about 200 quid difference now between the two, and I'd say this is worth the 200 quid extra. Equally, I had the old Matrix seat box for quite a few years, and it was absolutely bulletproof, and I sold it on for a really good price, so they do hold some value. So I wouldn't discourage people from buying that one either. I swear by Matrix boxes, I think they're excellent boxes. Preston also make excellent boxes. For me, Reeve, if you weigh the price up against Preston and Matrix, I honestly do think that they're very, very overpriced, and I don't think the quality's there. So personally for me, Reeve aren't on a seat box I'd be looking to buy anytime soon. I've had many Reeve boxes in the past and had some really bad experiences with them. So I'd definitely say Matrix, Preston boxes, excellent boxes. Yeah, so thanks very much for listening. Hopefully that's been a bit of an insight into the new Matrix box if you're thinking of buying one. I'd highly recommend them. Thanks for watching. I'll leave you with some more footage on the bank of this seat box. It's a really cool piece of kit. Enjoy it. Thanks very much for watching. Click subscribe.